Are you living deliberately? Are you living with purpose? And what does that even mean? Hi, my name's David and welcome to my YouTube channel. And in this video, I'll be discussing what living deliberately and living with purpose means and why it's important. So if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell because I'll be releasing new videos every Monday. And let's get right into it. So ever since I became more aware of the fact that I can actually pursue something I want to in life, or I'm a master of my own destiny, I started realizing and started taking note of how other people live their lives and what they do with their time. Not intentionally, and of course it's no business of mine how people live their lives, but when I was living with people, I would often observe this. And what I would observe would often be people coming home from work and just flicking on the television and then watching whatever's on. Now, when I moved to Melbourne, I went to pick up the keys at this place I was going to move into, and it was 4 p.m. in the afternoon. My future housemate was watching King of Queens. Well, that was what was on TV. And it was 4 o'clock and I was like, oh, he's watching TV already. Is this a good thing? So I asked him a question. I said, are you a big King of Queens fan? And he said, no, I'm just watching it because it's on. And at the moment, I should have just said, okay, this is not going to work, and left, but I didn't. My own fault. So why I bring this up is because, in my opinion, he was not being purposeful by watching that show. It was because he was watching it because it was something that was on, not because something that he wanted to do. Now, if he had said, yeah, I'm a huge King of Queens fan, it would have been a completely different story, because it was something that he wouldn't want to miss. Totally understand that. There's a time and place for everything, TV included. But if you're wanting to unwind, but what I found out later was this guy ended up watching something like 5 to 6 hours of TV per day, and then more on the weekend. So he had like a full-time job watching TV outside of his full-time job. The point I'm making here is that if you want to watch TV, or if you want to live with purpose at the same time, it's totally okay. You can do both, but limit that TV to just watching that show, that one show. Maybe it's an hour, maybe it's a movie that you want to watch. And then saying, okay, I'll watch this and then I'll go read a book for an hour or go have lunch with a friend or something. Because living deliberately goes far beyond just being purposeful with your time. It's actually a lot deeper than that, because our life is made up of habits. Like this guy had a habit of just turning on the TV every day. Even if he came home from work and he was actually going out for the night, he'd come home, turn the TV on, and then go and get ready, not even watching it. So he was completely unconscious to that. And where it becomes a lot deeper is becoming aware of these habits and which habits are serving us and which ones aren't. Because there will be habits in our lives that are great, and there'll be habits that will be really impeding the vision that we might have for our lives. And if you're watching this video, I know you have a bigger vision for your life, but perhaps you're not achieving it yet, and habits are the reason why. So when we wake up in the morning, what's the first thing that most people do? You might be guilty of this. I know I was guilty of this for a long time. And even till just a few weeks ago, I was still doing it, but I would justify it to myself by, I'm just checking my messages. And that's reaching for my phone first thing in the morning. Now, I use my phone alarm because I used to wake up at like 4:30, or set it for 4:30 so I could put some mind programming on, and then I'd wake up properly at 6. But since then I've stopped doing that, so I can just use my watch alarm so that I don't have to use it, because then I have to turn the phone off anyway. But the point I'm making here is that when we reach for that phone and we immediately go and have a look and see what messages we got or what's on social media, we're filling our mind with a pile of stuff that isn't really going to benefit us for the rest of the day. If you're doing this daily, the first thing that you want to be doing, when your mind is so easily influenced, because when we're just waking up and when we're just going to bed, our mind is in theta mode, the theta brainwave, which is very easily programmable. It's actually the brainwave that people go into when they're hypnotized. So the best thing for us to do is to fill our mind with success type hypnosis, or writing our goals out, or meditating and things of the sort. So I'm just going to give you one thing to do in this video, and rather than five things, because sometimes it can be overwhelming doing all things at once. That one thing is meditation. Not reaching for your phone straight away, and just meditating and concentrating on your breath and letting your thoughts come in and then go out, and observing those thoughts, and breaking the habit of reaching for the phone every day. And if you want to go further with it, after the meditation, write out some goals. Write out the goals that you want to achieve and visualize those. Start planning your days, because you'll get the most out of your 24 hours. If you're someone that works 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 or even longer, you know that time is precious. And I don't know how many times I've seen people come home after work and then just flick on the TV and watch an hour, or a movie that they didn't want to watch, or someone else calls them up and say, hey, come over and watch this movie, and only for them to come back and say, well, that's an hour and a half of my life I'll never get back. A lot of people on the weekends, they even though that 48 hours is so precious because they work all week, they find themselves killing time on the weekends because they don't have anything to do. They don't have a bigger purpose that they're working towards. And time is finite. Time is all we have. If you're killing time, you're killing your life. A very high percentage of people want different results in life. But the problem is that everybody's on autopilot. If you think of your brain as a computer, and when it boots up, the programs run in the background, that's exactly how our brain is. If we're not present and in the moment, if we're constantly thinking about what could happen in the future or something in the past that's making us depressed, then our subconscious mind is running the show. And our subconscious mind is where the habits are stored. And if the habits are bad, then it's no wonder that we're going to get the same results over and over and over. One of my mentors said that you don't choose your future, you choose your habits, and your habits choose your future. So I want to hear from you. Comment below, what are some of the ways you like to ensure that you live deliberately, and what are some of the things that you're doing in the past that made you aware that you weren't? I hope you got a lot out of this video. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.